The Browns will travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, looking at a total of 41.5. The Jaguars are 6.5-point favorites. Thanks for joining. I'm Andy from wagertalk.com. I'm going to break down this game and try and pick a play for this one. It was a pretty ugly week for the Cleveland Browns, losing 33-17. To be honest, the game was not that close. We will start with the Browns and the analysis of them, and it's just a lot of bad things going on with Deshaun Watson. We thought this might happen this year. We played a future on Deshaun under his passing yards. It looks great. Deshaun was 24-45 for 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Does come out. He had some pretty bad personal tragedies in his life leading up into that game on Sunday. And I got to be honest, I think this is part of the handicap. You've got Deshaun, who, I mean, another lawsuit for him. He lost his father and a friend really close to the game on Dallas. So it's no surprise he wasn't going to play good. And I just don't think you get over that and turn it around and play amazing the next week. On top of that, these skill position players you got Jerome Ford as your lead running back, running 12 times for 44 yards without Chubb there. At passing, their leading pass catcher was David Njoku, who had 4 catches for 44 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 25 yards. Amari Cooper, 2 catches for 16 yards. It was just an abysmal performance, and I'm not sure that they can really turn it around. And just to really put it into perspective how bad this offense was, they averaged 3.3 yards per play. My head hurts reading that. The only team that was worse was Chicago at 2.8. To flip that, Kansas City and Green Bay tied at 7.1 yards per play. So this was a Cleveland team that offense could not get anything going. And that 17 points, little deceiving. They scored a touchdown with 30 seconds left in complete garbage time. I actually thought their defense was pretty good. They only gave up 4.1 yards per rush, and Dak only threw for 179 yards and 1 touchdown. Part of the reason was they really didn't need to throw that much. Field goal kicker Brandon Aubrey continues to be a fantasy machine. He makes all of his kicks there. So Cleveland, not a lot of positives from their last game. So on the flip side, let's take a look at Jacksonville. And what we're doing this, if you guys could please do me a favor, just hit the like button, leave me a comment, tell me what your best bet is for this game. If you don't have an amazing, awesome, big comment or hot take to put in the comment section, just write the word cap. That would be awesome. Just the word cap really helps the algorithm out. So let's take a look at Jacksonville. They lose to Miami. I was encouraged by it. Listen, they were about ready to go up big on Miami if Travis Etienne doesn't fumble the ball into the end zone, and bang, Miami just turns around, 80-yard pass to Tyreek. So Jacksonville only scored 17 points. Trevor Lawrence, 12 completions. That was bad. A couple of encouraging signs, though, from Jacksonville. They ran the ball really well. 26 carries, 128 yards. That's 4.9 per carry. Their defense, I thought, was pretty good. Tua, on paper, 338 yards and a touchdown, and that is a lot of yards. However, 80 yards came on that one play to Tyreek Hill, and that is a play that, Tyreek Hill is the only guy in the league that can make that play with his speed. You had another 63-yard play to Jalen Waddle. Again, this Miami offense, they get Waddle loose at least once a game. It seems like his over longest reception cashes almost every game. And then Devon Achane, 39-yard catch. So you had an 80-yard reception that Tyreek's the only guy that's going to make. No one on Cleveland's going to do that. Jalen Waddle, 63 yards. Definitely no one on Cleveland's going to do that. And Achane, 39 yards. Other than that, they only allowed 3.2 yards per rush. And that was against Miami with Achane and Mostert. And those guys left banged up. I was encouraged by the Jacksonville defense. So when I'm looking at this game and I'm going, well, who do I want to bet on? I don't want to bet on Cleveland. At the same time, the total's telling you it's going to be low scoring. 41.5 is low total. So laying 6.5 is a pretty big number. I'm going to look at the team total for the Cleveland Browns, and I'm going to take the under 20.5 points. If you have DraftKings, they give you some of these alt lines for the totals. I would look at if you can get 21.5, it might be a little bit juicy, but I'd like to get over that key number 21.5. But 20.5, absolutely, I would play that. I don't think Deshaun is going to be good for the rest of the season. He's dealing with personal tragedy. They don't have skill position players in the backfield that scare anybody, and Jacksonville just did a really good job against the rush. There's just not a lot of explosion on this Cleveland Browns team. So I think this is kind of a run the ball a lot if you're Jacksonville. Bigsby looked good, 73 yards on 12 carries. ETN, 12 carries, 44 yards. So if those guys get going, I don't think Cleveland's going to have the ball a lot, and to get 3 touchdowns from that offense seems like it's going to be asking a lot. So that's going to be one of the ways that I would play. I don't see any props that are out for this game right now, but one I would be looking at is if you can get a good number on Jerome Ford over his receiving. I almost played it as an official client play last week. I didn't, and he had 6 catches for 25 yards. He goes over his receptions. He goes over his receiving totals. He's a much better receiver out of the backfield than he is a pure rusher. So if you can get Jerome Ford under like maybe under 17 or 16 and a half receiving, that would be a player prop. But Browns under their team total, I just don't see how they put up any points. Again, if you could hit the like button, leave a comment. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, do that. We are breaking down every NFL game, tons of single game breakdowns for college football as well. It's still MLB season, so we're breaking down those videos there. And we have week 2 NFL pack that is up at Wager Talk right now. You get all plays starting with Thursday night football all the way through Sunday and all the way through Monday night football. We are up 151 units for 2024. So could not be more proud of the success we've had this year. Encourage everyone to jump on board. There's no reason to not jump on board some of these plays. We're number 2 at Wager Talk in units gained. We're trying to chase down the baseball king, Tokyo Brandon, to grab that number 1 spot, but we could not be happier with 151 units. Encourage everyone to jump aboard our week 2 NFL pack, wt.buzz/AL. This is not something that we just started doing where we're packing up all these units. We were 91 units up in 2023. So we've shown great long-term and short-term success. Encourage everybody, grab that week 2 pack. No reason to wait. Grab that now.